So I want to talk a little bit about the difference between being alone and being lonely because they don't mean the same thing. They don't have to go together. And in a time of pandemic, which is isolating and where you are spending less time around other people, even when you live alone, or even if you don't. But as someone who lives by themselves but does not experience that as being lonely, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on that and how that works and looks for me, and hopefully a little bit of what might be helpful to you if you are experiencing loneliness. So, I have lived by myself for several years now, and I have enjoyed that the entire time. And so, as I transitioned from living with family to living by myself, I was curious how it would feel. But I always liked it. It was never an experience that felt lonely for me. Um, and so, whenever I talk about that, and whenever I talk about like why I enjoy living by myself, I always mention how I always get to decide what's for dinner. I always get to decide what I watch on Netflix. I get to decide like what happens and when within my apartment or my house or wherever I'm living. It's my choice. It's my decision. I don't have to run it by with anyone. I don't have to check anyone else's plans. I don't have to debate anything. I don't have to compromise anything. It's all my choice. And I really like that. I don't have to like if I want to go buy towels, I don't have to be like, do you like this towel? I'll just buy the towel. Like that. And that's not to say that I wouldn't at some point enjoy sharing space with someone. And it's relevant to say that I have not lived with a partner. I have not done that. So in a certain sense, I don't know what I'm missing from that because I've never had it, but it's not something that I miss because there's nothing to miss for me. But as it is, I enjoy living by myself. So, if you do not, I kind of want to talk to how you might be able to reach that point of really enjoying living by yourself. So, I think a factor in it is, and a place to start, is in valuing and validating your daily choices. So, for example, with you get to choose what's for dinner. That is something that is a choice that you are making for yourself every day. You get to choose what is on the shopping list. You choose to go to the grocery store. You choose how to make whatever you're making with the ingredients that you have. Those are all choices that you make every day for yourself. And I think that realizing all the little things that we do in a day, seeing all of those as like conscious choices that we are making for ourselves, like for our well-being, for our happiness, for nurturing ourselves, for our personal growth, like it's all part of the little decisions, the dozens of choices that we make every day. And when you live by yourself, you are making those choices entirely for yourself. You get to choose. Don't think of it as I have to make all these choices. You get to do this. And you get to choose what is pleasant and nice and fits with you. And you get to do that every day. So, like, you get to choose, like just in your activities, like this is reading time, so I'm going to light a candle, I'm going to make some tea, I'm going to read a book, or I want to watch this movie, or I want to watch this show, or I'm just going to be quiet, or I'm going to listen to the music that I like to listen to. You get to choose that for yourself. And then the next step from making those choices is valuing those choices. So yes, it is important and it is cool that you get to decide what you are going to do. It matters that you chose to make dinner tonight. It matters that you chose food that you think is delicious. It matters that you are watching a TV show that you really enjoy, that makes you laugh out loud. That matters. That nurtures you. That helps you grow. And as you do that more and more, you become more comfortable with your life. Your life is more pleasurable. It's nice to be around and with yourself. You like yourself more because you are consciously making choices all the time for you, for your own pleasure and relaxation. You're doing it for you every day. And I think that as you practice that, as you do that, it just becomes less likely that you will feel lonely in doing that, because you are putting energy into yourself and your life, your growth. You are doing that for you every day. So as you become more comfortable, as you become just better, it's less likely that you will feel lonely in that process. So making choices for yourself, validating and valuing your choices, I think is a great place to start. And also I want to say that if you feel lonely right now, it's okay. It's okay. You can feel whatever you feel, especially now in this state of isolation and pandemic and stress. It makes sense. It makes sense. It is okay for you to feel however you feel. It is okay. It doesn't mean that it's nice or fun or easy, but it's how you feel. And that's okay. It is what it is. It doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. It doesn't mean that it can't get better, but it is how you feel currently. It is how you feel right now, and it's okay. You can also take you at any time you want, any day you want, any time you want. You can choose, again, choice, to take small steps. So if it starts as one thing once a week that you are able to choose for yourself, to say that this is for me, start there. If it's one small thing each day that you consciously choose for yourself to do, start there. And it just, you begin to see that you're making dozens of, like, you do the things that you do in a day. You choose to do that. You know, you choose to go for a walk. You choose to make dinner. You choose to do a puzzle. You choose to spend time with your pet. See those as individual conscious choices that you're making. And know that you are doing it for yourself, for your own well-being. And you'll start to enjoy the time that you are spending doing that, even by yourself. And it doesn't feel lonely when you approach it that way. And that may take time, and that is okay. It does not matter how long it takes. It matters that you do what you can as you can. That's what matters. That's what counts. That is the way to approach anything that feels overwhelming, anything that feels big, is just small steps at a time. So that is one way. That is a big factor, I think, in how I have managed to do this, I guess. So if you are feeling lonely, it's okay. It's okay. You are okay. You can do things for yourself. And I also, like, mental health, mental illness is a part of this. Because if you are experiencing depression, it makes it very hard to make those choices. It makes it very hard to choose to go to the grocery store when you can barely get out of bed. So going to the grocery store then is not one step. Maybe it's 5 or 10 steps. Maybe it's 1, get out of bed. 2, get dressed. 3, put on shoes. 4, gather your keys and your shopping bags if you have reusable shopping bags. Just much smaller steps that are all important. They all count. They all matter because you matter, because you are doing them. In however many small steps you have to break that down into, it does not matter. You're still doing it, and you can. So keep going.